we have to appreciate where we are. Yeah? We have a huge deficit or infrastructure deficit. Now, what you're raising is the chicken and the egg. All right? We're sitting here in Mombasa. What was one of the biggest problems, for example, in Kilifi? It was road infrastructure. It didn't exist. All right? Now, you have to sit and ask yourself, do we do the road in order to be able to allow people as far off as Bamba who have talked about roads for the last 50 years? Or do we do the road, which opens up the area, which it has done, which allows those people to begin engaging in economic activity, which they couldn't do, which allows us to start expanding our economy and our growth? Or do you just sit and say, oh, I won't borrow because if I borrow, right?
But you're in debt.
The issue and the key, of course we're in debt.
So how do we deal with that?
By the way, when you talk about our debt, do you know what the debt of the Japanese government is? Or what is Japan's debt?
I'm not really concerned about Japan.
Do you know what the Kenyan debt is?
Yes.
What is it?
As I said.
What is it?
Right now, some figures at 4.5 trillion shillings.
Don't
4.
talk about, I said, as a percentage of GDP. Talk like an economist.
56% of GDP.
Of GDP?
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
What is Japan's debt?
I'm not in Japan, so I'm not concerned about Japan.
Japan's debt is over 100% of their GDP. Japan. Okay? All right? Because, my friend, the issue of debt is not about incurring debt. It's about how you use that debt. Are you using that debt to expand your economy? Are you using that debt to expand your GDP? Are you using that debt to open up your country? Right? Right? We are now, for the first time in history, doing a road all the way up to Lamu. Go see it. It never existed. Right? Lamu was like another country. Watu walikuwa wanauliza mukifika Kenya salimieni watu. All right? All right? We have opened up the road up from Garissa moving towards Wajir, roads that never existed. We are opening up a road from Mandera going all the way up to Marsabit to join the new highway. We have built a railway line, right? That is on its way now to Naivasha, right? And moving up to Kisumu. We are now also looking at doing a road that's going to open us up from Lamu through Garissa to Isiolo to connect us to Ethiopia and South Sudan. So we're doing the road that moves up towards South Sudan, all right? Which again opens up huge trading opportunities with our neighbors. So, my friend, problem with debt is if you use it to consume, all right? I am confident that Kenyan debt, which is why it is so solid, is for infrastructural development that will benefit not just our generation, but future generations, right? You would have a point if you were saying we were incurring debt to consume, all right? Then you would have a very good point, right? But the debt that we are incurring is not just for current generations, but for future generations, because those roads, that infrastructure will be there. We have gone today in less than 6 years, my friend. When I got into government, only 30% of Kenyans were connected to power. Today, I have almost 60% of the Republic of Kenya connected to power. My friend, for those kind of reasons, I will borrow.
Okay.
Good friend.
Recently.
I will, and I will continue to borrow. Yeah?
Use it to consume.
Not to consume. To develop.
Development.
Right.
To develop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, Mr. President.
Not to consume, to develop, my friend. Don't put words in my mouth.
Recently